Hello and welcome to Double Talk. This is our first show of the new year. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. Where's Chloe?
Well,
Where is she?
she's still celebrating back at the party.
Yeah, she wanted to smile rather than grimace at the drinks we were making.
So, well, you know what?
We're doffing our party hats and our Happy New Year stuff.
Our cocktail
which
glasses.
Yes, they're like a cocktail. Of course, they're loaded. Also, these are champagne glasses. I put it. You can't really see it.
I'm glad finding that we're in a decade that's named after my eyesight vision.
Both of them?
2020.
Really? How do you know which one's which? 20 left, 20 right?
They're interchangeable.
Oh, and it's in our gin tasting. You know, one of the things that Mark likes to say is we like to do gin tastings. So we're starting the year off with a gin tasting.
What's wrong with that?
We've done a number of gin tastings.
We do, but not with these.
No, these are new. Most recently, we personally have been with Rosa and Bob, who had, that was a couple weeks ago,
Had the fabulous gin tasting party.
like 60 gins. We didn't drink all of them, and that's why we recovered so fast to be here. So these are interesting things. They're kind of new in a way. This Farmer's Gin was bought by the Deckers, Cheryl and Dave. They can be, where's that camera? Oh, it's there somewhere. And it's a botanical small batch organic. We tasted it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
At least I did.
No, you did.
I don't know about you. You don't get that kind of
Yeah,
treatment.
I don't drink.
And I thought it was pretty darn good. So we're going to do a taste of it. We will do a wee dram a piece, and it'll be chilled. This is a good 46.7% alcohol.
Very specific.
Can you multiply that by 2? If you
And
could.
it's small batch organic.
To 93.4 proof. Everybody thinks proof is what counts. It doesn't matter because it's just twice as much as the amount of alcohol
content. Yeah.
And start the new year off. I'm not making noise, shaking it. I'm just stirring the cubes, because we're not really mixing flavors. We're just chilling
We're
it.
just chilling it. That's all.
You got some sparkle there. I think I'll leave it there.
Oh yeah, leave it there.
Yeah, you look sparkling.
Well, that's what comes from dating a stripper. You know,
Yes.
some of that sparkle comes off.
And now that she's dating you, she does look older. She's dated. Okay, this is Farmer's. Oh, those are pretzels. Oh, show our gluten-free. We have gluten-free snacks.
Well, we do have gluten-free snacks. You know, we are about food and drink.
Yes, and that's gluten-free. And people wonder if gin and or vodka is gluten-free. If it's made out of wheat, theoretically people think it has
It's
gluten.
glutenized, just like whiskey and beer.
On the other hand, gluten is a sticky stuff that keeps wheat from falling apart. Once it's made into alcohol, it can't fall apart any more than that, man. It's liquid.
Some wheat has higher gluten content than others too.
Yeah, then it would stay in the pot. Okay, this is the Farmer's. Which you can get at Total Wine. Smells good.
It's almost sweet. It's kind of refreshing.
It's really tasty.
Straight.
It's
It
wonderful. This is what I thought on New Year's Eve when we tried it, and
It's not something.
retained its.
Not something I expect to have on a farm.
Well, it's organic and it's botanical. It doesn't say what it.
Well, it's an organic farm.
Oh, it has
obviously.
juniper, which all things do. Oh, you know what makes it great? Elderflower,
Oh.
lemongrass, coriander, and helica root, which is those last two are in most gins, but the lemongrass and elderflower.
Well, it's rare to see an alcoholic beverage actually list ingredients, but here they're bragging about them.
Well, they do say, and other select botanicals.
Yes, well, the secrets.
Well, they are marketing them. So usually, this hat's falling off, so I've had it with that.
Yeah, I'm going to take mine off
Yeah,
too.
it's too hot in here. That's why we're wearing our jackets.
Besides,
Oh, look, I got
New
this.
Year's is over.
New Year's over. That's why you should know all this about the gin you want to drink for this year.
It's good to know what you're going to drink, and as a
these
public
are-
service to our
so
viewers.
Farmer's Botanical. I don't know if they have it at Kelly's, but they do have it at Total Wine.
Yeah, yeah.
We should taste this against the. Let's do it some more in the middle of the segment.
Okay.
Yes, we'll space it. This is a
space this
really
out.
good gin.
Yes, and some of these gins,
You don't even have to mix it.
well, the state of New Mexico now has new distilleries. They're making their own gins,
Yes.
vodkas, and scotches, etc. So that's a big boost to our economy.
Yes.
Because local brew pubs are now able to sell them as long as they've been distilled in the state of New Mexico.
Everything distilled, either
In-state.
beer, wine, or spirits, can go in between places. So places who are breweries and people don't like beer, they can get wines that are grown in state. There's far more wine in state than
Then
I can't say more than beer. There's a lot of breweries in this
there are
town
now.
alone.
Yeah, and there's
I think we went through them last week. The fact that
yes, and there's more and more distilleries now,
Yes.
which can only be good for the New Mexico economy, because as we've seen it grow over the past year or so, we know that this year is really going to be, I think, a boom for the state economy-wise, for a few various reasons.
I'd like to hear these reasons. More people spending money on alcohol,
Well, there's that,
and
and there's primarily the gas and oil reserve is being tapped into, and that's creating great revenues for the state.
the eastern part of the state, eastern southern part of the state, nearest to Texas,
But
which is doing a lot of fracking, which could be detrimental to the environment and
true,
etc.
and they're pulling lots
I
of
know-
natural gas out.
Yes, and mostly the water table is getting all polluted.
Yes.
But that's why you're going to have to drink gin in the future. That's the only thing that's not polluted.
Well, all that region, that Permian Basin region in the eastern part of the state, that's all part of our congressional district, And
Yes, that's what makes our congressional district purple,
yes,
as opposed to red or blue. We make it blue here, except for our producer.
yeah, because we do have some pictures of what it looks like over there in the Permian Basin.
Oh, do you? Well, if our producer was watching, he'd know to put them on. Is that
would.
what you're saying?
Exactly.
He's listening to the radio in his room so that he knows.
Oil and gas.
Earl. Oh, look, welcome to New Mexico.
We're talking about the economy here,
Yeah.
thanks to oil and gas.
But no people are working, just those machines are working.
They do the job for us.
Yeah.
Took-
And
takes
a
people
lot
to
of
set 'em up.
a lot of truckers.
A lot of truckers. In fact, it's causing Carlsbad to have lots of increased traffic and lots of headaches that a boom town tends to have. The
But
traffic is getting bad there.
It's interesting how this West has been sort of periodically raped. It used to be silver. We had silver,
Silver, gold, turquoise.
turkeys. Do we have turkeys?
Oh, we had copper.
Copper. Mining is a thing.
Mining, yeah, big thing. We have schools. The schools in Carlsbad are overcrowded. The housing is overcrowded, and they don't have nearly enough of it. And the price, and all stores have increased their prices because now they're catering to people who are making $60,000 to $100,000 a year.
And the rents have gone up, and people want, to buy a house in a place where you're not sure how long the boom is going to last, right?
Right.
That's why we're sort of
Hobbs had a big boom, and now they don't have it.
solar. Yes, it moved down, didn't it?
It moved
It
west.
shifted.
But, so right now it's in Carlsbad. And if you say, I saw a job opening in Carlsbad for the public schools, I don't think I could afford to live in Carlsbad now.
Why? How much were they going to pay you
Being
to
what
teach
paid,
there?
what a school teacher makes?
How much?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, you mean if you want to be at school teacher? They
Right.
have to pay more. Actually, paying more than the normal rate here isn't
Yes.
that much, because I think it starts at $34,000.
Well, it was an English professor at the NMSU branch
Yeah.
in Carlsbad. That's what they were looking for.
Should I do that? No,
That's
I
quite a-
could commute.
that's quite a commute,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. And I see that traffic is heavy, so it'll take me forever.
Yes.
Speaking of heavy traffic,
And the
you got,
roads-
you got this on for later when the university highway
Yes, we're gonna be
construction's
talking
going to go
about
on?
that.
Okay.
We will.
We'll be seeing that when you're going down I-25 when you hit university.
Absolutely.
Avoid it at all costs.
Now, another reason
Use a helicopter.
the economy in New Mexico is going to be improving is due to the increase in film production business here in the state.
You mean film over like windows, or like what kind of film is that?
Well, like motion
Do you
picture
mean
and television.
Jeff Steinborn type film?
Like here at the
Oh,
Las
yeah.
Cruces studios, we're rocking and rolling, and we're the only studio that's really in function on a near daily basis in Las Cruces. Yeah, we've got that film studio across town, but it really doesn't get used yet.
The competition here is like outrageous. Two places.
We do.
Two.
We have.
Are you trying out for one of those studios? You need a headshot, right?
I do. Now, we do have green screen capability, just like they do. We have two swimming pool sets, which they don't have. We have a back lot, which they don't really have.
Wait, who's we now?
No, the Las Cruces Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's their swimming pool?
And we have all
Is
the
it a little
equipment.
chilly now?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We have a 3-camera setup with lights and sound.
How
and
do we get
everything.
to Albuquerque?
They don't have that.
Oh, are you comparing us to Albuquerque?
Well, Netflix bought Albuquerque Studios.
Wow.
And so that's a huge studio facility, which I've been to a number of times. That's state of the art. It's huge, it's big, it's functioning. In fact, it's booked, which is why a new film studio is being built. Universal NBC is building a new soundstage downtown in the Warehouse District this year in Albuquerque.
The reason for TV being in Hollywood,
Yep.
the weather is usually always good, right?
Yes, just like that.
And here, it's usually always good. Except it's freezing right now.
It's
But
freezing.
That's that bad.
You know, you might have noticed we're wearing jackets. The heat went out in the studio, but soldiers that we are, the show must go on. So we wear a jacket.
You don't have to, yes. You don't have to wear a jacket. We're doing the hard work for you.
That's
Oh,
right.
I think this is the halfway mark of,
Okay, let me finish this one.
yes. This is in your mark, so. So the last drink had some
give me-
elderflower.
You give me a little bit less.
Okay. Elderflower, which you can also get from Saint Germain. If you like elderflower in a heavy degree.
But you know what? Most people don't even know if they like elderflower.
Elderflower's in Saint Germain. I knew a guy who I met who was in my gym, and I was doing a martini with elderflower floating on top.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I drink the stuff straight. It is elderflower. It's this really tough guy.
Oh, I see.
Elderflower.
So is that, yes, so that's basically
girly
like
drink.
a younger flower that's aged.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's probably Swedish. Or something sweet.
So you think of
we're-
Edelweiss. That's Swiss.
No, we're Edelweiss. We're old and wise.
We're-
Speaking of old and wise, this is probably one of the oldest types of gin. Came out of England in the 1700s, one of the first gins. It's called Old Tom. And you want to tell the story since I told it last time?
Well, I don't know if it needs to be told, but
in the old days,
if you wanted
Gin.
some of that Old Tom gin, they had it in a vat up here, and you had to. And the cat
there's a
is
wall
its
with a
mascots.
black cat, and a tube coming from the paw of the cat.
The paw.
You
Yeah, the
put
pole.
you put the tube in your mouth,
The
and
tail
you
of
go,
the-
puss, puss, give me 3 pence.
And that's all it costs.
Yeah, and people get drunk off a wall.
Well, you have to do it more than once, I'm quite
Maybe.
sure.
Who knows what 3 pence could buy in the old days?
Well, it was
Probably
safe-
quite a lot.
Back then, it was safer than drinking water.
It was.
Yeah.
So this is Heyman's Old Gin, Old Tom. They make an Old Tom gin in northern New Mexico, but Heyman's is the classic.
You can
And
buy.
it's a little sweeter. It's a type of gin which is not a London Dry. Heyman's is a little sweeter. Do you taste any of that?
It has a completely different fragrance.
And a little bit
and
vanilla-y.
flavor. Yes, kind of a vanilla finish.
It's like
Very interesting.
It's like having an ice cream cone.
It is. You're turning me into a kind of a connoisseur.
A common connoisseur.
Or a common sewer. I'm not
You're
sure.
a connoisseur.
But
You're a
of
connoisseur.
gin.
There's millions of you around.
I like this.
Do you?
What's not to like, right?
You like both then?
I do like both.
One good thing is you're consistent. Well, you know, some things I know you don't like. So to see 2 in a row that you like, I'm amazed. And I am so overwhelmed. I think we're going to have to take a break because
Let's do that.
I have to underwhelm myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to underwhelm
Dewhelm.
myself. Yes.
And we'll be right back after these words and these sips.
From whatever restaurants are left in Las Cruces. I hope. Ooh, this is.
Hi, you found us on Channel 98. Keep watching because we have so much in store for you. We want to grow together. Your channel, local and real.
If we want to improve America's healthcare system, let's start by improving the health of Americans. Despite the best doctors, hospitals, and medical advancements, Americans are not as healthy as they should be. We spend too much on treatment and not enough on wellness and prevention. We need a system based on primary care. When patients have a medical home and a long-term relationship with a doctor, the result is a longer, healthier life and reduced medical costs for everyone. Let's make America a place where health is primary.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
We are back. You're watching Double Talk on our first show of 2020.
Yes, and if you saw our last show, you saw us drinking. What did we drink last time? Oh, a weird drink that had to have a nut-flavored liqueur. And the one that was the most interesting,
I don't remember what it was.
it was a peanut butter-flavored whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was pretty good.
Kind of gimmicky, if you ask me. But
Well, who asked you?
that's right.
Although bourbons, if you look at the bourbon selection, I'm pretty sure this is a bourbon in theory, but made the same way with peanut butter. They're making them with maple syrup. They're making them with honey. They're doing the Red Hots with cinnamon.
Yeah.
Cinnamon bourbon.
Oh,
If you want
please.
flavor, go eat candy or like eat your food at your desk, right?
Yes. What are you going to go for next, Michael?
We are going here. This is a well-known brand. Hopefully you recognize the label. It's Tanqueray. Tanqueray has been selling their normal Tanqueray and Tanqueray 10, and then they had, how do you say, Ranjapur?
Ranjapur.
Ranjapur, which is made with Ranjapur limes, which is a great drink for gin and tonics during the summer because you don't have to add extra lime. You just pour tonic water into it.
Well,
and then you got it made.
well.
Yes, yes. And actually, I mentioned the Deckers earlier. They recently discovered Fever Tree tonic water, and they swear by it.
You and I have been talking about it on the show for the past year or so.
Yes, Fever Tree is really good. And they love the elderflower flavor, but
Fever Tree.
which
I
is
like the
good.
ginger ale.
What?
Is that the one that makes the ginger ale I like? Or is it the other brand? That's new.
Q?
Yeah, Q. That's the one I like.
Q.
Q ginger ale.
I don't like Q tonic water. Q tonic water has,
Oh, yeah, their tonic water's kooky.
This is ridiculous. So the interesting thing about this is Tanqueray Malacca.
Malacca, whatever that means.
It's another area, and it has notes of peppercorn, rose, and clove. I am not
Okay.
particularly partial to clove.
Well, all of that makes my gimmick antenna go up.
Well, you know, I think Tanqueray is practiced in gimmicks, so they know what they're doing. You know, the famous Hendrix gin last year at the San Antonio Cocktail Conference
Yes.
introduced, maybe not there, but introduced to us to, I think, Orpheum, which is another flavor, which was okay, but if you're used to, most people who end up liking gin, like the thing that made me like gin was Hendrix gin.
Oh, I thought it was because it was easy to spell.
Hendrix?
No, gin.
Yes. And that's why people like Merlot, because they can pronounce it.
Merlot.
Yes. They can't pronounce Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, so we're going to go. We smelled
Tanqueray.
this earlier, and it smells peppery.
Well, let's see.
Slangeva. Wow.
Slightly peppery it is,
It's
but not in a
very-
peppery way.
No, it's not overly peppery.
Huh.
It's pretty tasty. You could mix it with something. You know, I don't taste any clove, which is good because I hate cloves.
Wait a minute.
It smells like. You taste clove?
It has a very subtle clovey finish. It really does.
In the back, yeah. But,
Yeah, back of the
but
dome.
it's not.
No, it's not overpowering.
No,
It's not
good.
obnoxious. They did it just right, really. If they have to have it in there
It's a nice balance,
in
isn't
the
it?
first place. Yeah.
It's got a lot of flavor.
You know, some committee came up with this
Take notes,
concept.
because all these gins so far have been good. And our last gin, the final gin, would be one that I've had at Amador. First time I saw it sold here.
It's probably the only one of these four that they do have, right?
Yeah, Farmers nobody has, but that's a darn good gin. You know, there's a lot of interesting gins like Val's Botanical,
Well,
which is a cool gin.
We saw about 60 of them the other day at that gin party.
Yes, we did. So, and here's 4 more.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really cottoned to
Okay,
these. I cottoned to these gins.
Are we going to talk about cotton? Because
No.
I know how you segue. What are we cottoning to?
We're going to talk about Spaceport America.
That's cottoning?
Because that's another part of that, something that could boost the New Mexico economy this year. As Virgin Galactic may well be taking off with their first flights, if maybe just a test flight, that's going to lead the way for the flights where people pay $250,000 to fly into space for 8 minutes and come back down.
So after their first flight, can they still be called Virgin? Or just more experienced?
Well, that's just the name of the airline. But the people themselves are no longer space virgins. That sounds like a B movie, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Space
what do we
virgins.
need to- I think you have an idea there.
When space
Yeah.
virgins invade.
Yes. Everybody goes crazy. What else did you have there?
It's up- it's on
so
the
you
board,
know what
Michael.
else is going viral here? You know,
Smallpox?
People growing hemp in order to make CBD.
Yes,
And
it's a big.
do you have that on your list?
No, it's not on
Good.
my list.
Okay, so I was just talking to somebody, and it was in the paper this week how most of the people who are growing hemp for that purpose
Yeah.
were getting pretty screwed. I talked to a guy today who shipped a bunch of hemp up to Albuquerque to be processed. He had bought like 30,000 little
Seedlings,
seedlings. It turned out that they didn't water them, so their roots had dried up. So when they pulled them out to plant them, they were planting things that died, and they had to replant 30,000.
Okay,
You know,
insurance.
30,000 is a lot.
No,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you have to do it by hand. Now
did.
they also use the hemp plants to make rope and fiber.
Yeah, but
And
you make more
with
money
these
doing CBD.
Well, you get all of it.
Yeah.
You get all. You squeeze it,
Ooh.
you get the oils.
You know what?
You like it?
Second taste, it gets really. It's a good gin.
Yes. Now, the coming up. Oh, by the way, with the Catholic Church.
Oh, that's a Catholic church. It looks more like an ovary.
Well, no, the oldest and largest Roman Catholic diocese in New Mexico it has to deal with 400 cases of sex abuse in the church before they go bankrupt. They have to decide how much money is going to be doled out to each individual case, and then they're going to declare bankruptcy so they don't have to pay it, I guess. I don't know.
So I think if everybody gets about $100, there you go.
There you go.
It's 40
Yeah.
bucks. It's for $40,000.
Now, if you're traveling to the university
Yes.
from north of Las Cruces on Interstate
I love
25,
this picture because
can't tell what
you
that
know, right? Where are you going? What's coming
That
down?
looks like a gynecological X-ray
I
of
know
some
it
sort.
looks like a
I see the
uterus.
ovaries.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, but the construction started this week.
Well, yes.
They're making 2 underpasses,
On Thursday,
increasing the bridge, and they're making 2 roundabouts.
and there will be a helicopter which picks up your car and moves it down over to university.
Yeah, but you have
That's
to pay
the easy
extra.
way. No, it's in our taxes.
But right now you take Traverse, and it kind of curves around and then up to university. But if you don't want to do that, you can go through a tunnel underneath the freeway and come out at Traverse. On the other side.
Most of you in town have seen the crazy things they did with El Paso, where you have roads that are paralleling other roads
Yes.
for like miles, and then you can avoid the traffic, and then you cut into the traffic. We're going to see the same thing.
Yeah,
Gosh.
and they're only working till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I guess, because they don't want to be in the way for rush hour. But
You and I work more than that. Okay.
why can't they work, say, after 8 o'clock at night, work all night long, like they do in the real world, to get it done faster?
What's good is they're starting it January 2nd, so that when school's open,
It'll be a
it'll be
huge
started.
mess.
Yeah,
That's always when they do it.
Yes. So those of you who have cars, trade them in for helicopters.
Yeah, well, they're going to be doing this for the next 18 to 20 months. So it doesn't matter when school is on or off.
Yes. So also those of you who live in that area, like me.
Well, you'll
You
figure
just
out your
use Missouri.
detours.
Yes, you figure out detours.
All the side streets that you can use.
I would suggest jumping cars.
I was thinking Wisconsin Street. You know that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
that's a good
that's
one
what
to
you want.
use. Yeah, that's good. Nobody will ever find it. And then again, you get fresh cheese. Oh, we got 3 minutes, I think he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to move through. Oh, New Year's resolutions.
Yes, Michael.
Oh, I've
Did you
made
make any?
mine.
Have you?
Sure.
To drink more gin.
Make no resolution.
Oh,
Yes.
you resolved to make no
Oh,
resolution before
since,
it's time.
Since you gave us 3-minute warning, you better knock that back, and
Okay,
we better
'cause we
go
have
for
one
the
more.
purple one.
Now, why do
I
you
know
do
you
that?
don't like to drink in such a rush fashion.
You know, I like to savor and take my time.
I know you do.
KUBE radio station, 1450 on the AM dial.
Ooh.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, they changed formats from talk radio to Spanish language talk and music. And which meant I couldn't listen to my favorite radio show at night, Coast to Coast AM,
Oh, no.
which goes from 11 o'clock at night to 4 in the morning.
Is that some right-wing
No.
UFO station?
Well, it's not right wing.
But is it UFOs?
UFOs,
Oh, good.
conspiracies,
I know. How are you going to learn about conspiracies?
spacemen, etc. Yeah. And other things too.
You're going to have to make up your own.
Other things too. Well, they dumped the Spanish format and it's back. Coast to Coast AM is, I'm glad to say, is on the air now, 11 o'clock to 4 in the morning, and I can now listen to it.
Is that when most UFOs are driving around? Okay, this is purple. This is definitely a
Purple gin.
A purple gin.
Okay, well,
See the
pour it.
color?
It'll be better to see in the glass.
I'm looking at it right here. If those of you who are out there want to see this close up, come to be in our studio audience.
Now, there is no such thing as a purple food, Michael.
Yes, there
George
is.
Carlin told us
Blueberries.
that. No, blue on the bush. Purple on the bush, blue in the pie.
Plums. There you go, plums.
Red plums.
Hey, there are 2 types of dyes in here.
Better
So
hurry
there
up.
has to be yellow and red.
Oh, to mix them. To make,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
Ooh, that looks
good.
great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, to make a drink that looks like that, you'd have to mix aviation and.
So I like to
Party.
make a toast to Jack Sheldon,
Oh, are we?
a famed trumpeter and musician. He's the band leader and co-host of the Merv Griffin Show for many, many years.
Drink to him.
And you might have heard his voice a few times on The Simpsons.
Merv Griffin.
On The
He
Simpsons.
was on The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Well, that's fame for
And I used to go see him play in Burbank, California at a nightclub there in the valley, just a few blocks down from the NBC studios. And here's the Jack Sheldon. Great musician.
You may not want to drink this that fast. It's got a bite. Got a little bite, doesn't it?
It's got a strong finish that I can't
it
quite
does.
place. What is
Purple.
it?
It's called
It's
purple.
purple. It's purple
you
finish.
can taste colors if you really know what you're doing.
It's true.
It's called synergy.
You drink too much of this, you won't be able to see colors. Well, that's an interesting gin.
They have this at the Amador if you want to go get it there. Nobody has Farmers as of yet. That seems like it's a good one. Oh, there's the thing. Nobody has Farmers. You can be the first to have Farmers on your block. Just go down to Total Wine.
You don't think Specs would have that?
I don't know. Heyman's Old Tom. Old Tom gin is its own class of gin. What is that? Oh yes, end of party. Oh, you had a sound there. And you could get this at Walgreens or Walmart's. The
Really?
Yes, Malaca.
All right.
Because the Tanqueray Company has enough stuff, you can do it. Wow.
2020 vision,
Let me
Michael.
pour some.
2020 vision.
Really? It works. Does that mean our show's over?